I do want to bring this out, which is very important to that situation, is that there's this box set, this steel book box set on there that's coming out. And what is it? Early December. Early December. In fact, the price has come down. Originally, it was priced at 99. I've seen Amazon is showing it at 78 at right now. And that is Satori Kon's Perfect Blue. And, I've talked about this before. And this was just in the theaters. It did make some money in the theaters just recently. I don't know if it's been removed from the theaters yet. I believe it was running over the weekend. And supposedly they said it was beautiful on the big screen on there because this is a new restored edition. It's a 4K UHD, and it brings all the vibrant colors out. And this box set's coming in with quad posters, some beautiful artwork from the movie itself. It's going to have both the English and Japanese dubbing on it as well. I don't know if this is which version of the English dub this is. The original. I have the original when it first came out, and it wasn't a bad dub on there for the English dub onto there. But they probably might have tweaked it up just a bit. But watching in Japanese, I would recommend. As far as that with the subtitles. I mean, and if you haven't seen this, I mean, put this on your list. Definitely put this on your list if you have not seen this movie yet. This is one of the great masterpieces in anime out there. When we tell you, and a lot of us will tell you, anime is an artwork. Stop calling it pornography because it is not pornography. This is the thing that we have to go through every day. They tell people, well, you're watching porn, you have all these. No, there are different levels of anime. The same way that there is, you have in regular Hollywood movies, even cartoons, regular American cartoons, you have G-rated, you have PG, you have PG-13, you have R, and you have NC-17. What's the big difference on that? Yes, there are adult titles, which they call hentai. And then you have fan service, and then you have ones that just like in between, just that in between, which is okay also. Nothing wrong with that. But this particular title, Perfect Blue, you have directors who have taken influence from it. The movie Requiem from a Dream and also Black Swan has taken sections of it, and they won't admit it. Some of them won't admit, no, we didn't get it from them, but we know better. We know better when you look at the scenes from those two films. Homage is okay. If you like the movie, and you use it in your movie, you're praising the quality of this. And this is on my list to get. I'll tell you this because I've had it from VHS straight to DVD, and I will be getting this version of it because this will be the ultimate on to this point. And like I said, do catch it. I mean, this goes back to 1997 onto this. People have enjoyed this film. The line gimmick was that they said, if Hitchcock and Disney came together, this would be the movie that they would put out. Which is literally, that's what it is. I mean, at some points, Perfect Blue was banned in certain places or edited down because of the subject matters that were involved in this. I mean, this is a psychological thriller. Some call it a horror. And basically, some people just couldn't take to it. They couldn't take. Did you watch it? Did you see how it is? That it's brilliant to itself? No, of course not. They hear what is the elements within it, especially the rape scene. That there is a simulated rape scene in it, which is not. Let's put it this way: the main plot of it is basically a pop singer who basically goes to Hollywood. She leaves the singing business to become a Hollywood actress. She has to do a scene where she's attacked. It's sort of like a Law and Order crime series type situation, and she has to do that particular scene onto there, and that's filmed on there. But it's not, it's graphic, but it's not graphic. It's not intense as people would think it is, but it's beautifully done as far as the way it's filmed. Because one thing about this film is that its main premise is the main character starts to lose the focus of what is what is in her life and reality, and what's being, the projects that she's working on. They sort of crisp into each other, but I don't want to give too much away. You got to watch it. Just watch it. You'll understand why on there. Now, I just want to take a moment. I probably talked about this before on one of the last editions, but I've picked up a couple of good anime box sets on there. I've been ordering some anime, catching up on there, because there's some stuff that not going to be available soon. Obviously I got these are not anime, but it's good. They were good as far as CGI and stuff like that. I picked up the Tron box set, both steel books, and I had to pay hefty. And this is why I said I'm out buying some of these animes, because the prices are going through the roof, because a lot of the stuff is becoming unavailable. One thing I did get was a great bargain. If you get a chance, go to Sentai Filmworks store, because they have some great sales every once in a while, especially during the holiday season. And their fulfillment is pretty good. It takes a bit, but they ship through regular U.S. mail, but you get it, everything nicely packaged and everything like that when you get to it. But I ended up picking up Gotcha Man. If you're familiar with Gotcha Man, Battle of the Planets. This is not the Battle of the Planets version. This is the original Japanese. Actually, it's dubbed in English also. They had a box set that was like worth $150. $150. I ended up picking up for about $50. As far as that is, it's the entire series itself. It's all nice together. Bunch of Blu-rays all together. Good quality as far as that. And if you haven't seen it in the Japanese, because most people here on this side of the continent, they're familiar with the Battle of the Planets version. And the thing about it is, the Battle of the Planets version is edited down, just like a lot of the 4Kids, the Fox Kids shows that came out of Japan. Battle of the Planets, even though it was like Sandy Frank, Mystery Science Theater. Gotcha Man was edited down. A lot of the violence, a lot of the endings too. A perfect example is one of the episodes where there were these two people that they were in love with each other. I forget what it was. One was a princess or something to that nature, and they were turned into androids, and basically they had bombs inside them to the point, and they decided to give up their lives, blow themselves up, together. So basically they protect the planet at the end. But the way they re-edited it to the point in the American version is that they disappeared and they went off. Their spirits entered into another dimension and galaxy. Something similar out of Star Trek motion picture to that point. So you see the subtle differences, because they don't really go through death in the Battle of the Planets version. But in Gotcha Man, you'll get deaths. You'll get horrible deaths onto there. It is a great series to watch it once again onto there. The other one, I had to get this. I mean, literally, because it's basically, eventually it'll become unavailable because of it. The way people pushed the characters in this show, they made it sound, very sexually driven. Is No Game No Life, and I ended up getting No Game No Life for about $25. It's the first season and the only season probably we'll get out of it, plus the movie. And this is beautifully done. The animation is fantastic on this. I mean, if you haven't caught this yet, it is really, really good. I mean, it's about a brother and sister. They end up getting dragged in a world where games are played all the time. The problem is that that a lot of people have had problems with this is the relationship between the brother and sister, but not understanding that these are shut-ins, which is a big problem in Japanese society these days, where people just don't leave their homes, that they stay inside and they're on the internet playing games, reading books, and they just basically they don't interact with society. And basically here they're dragged out of their home by this God being type that wants to play a game, and basically sent into another world to that point, and they have to interact with a lot of these people. And people don't understand this. This is the same thing with Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei, Rudy, he was also a shut-in, and basically because he was basically made fun of into the whole situation, emotionally charred, by his school, people who he went to school with. So he ended up, being, shut in. Which when his parents died, he didn't go to the funeral. And what does his siblings do? They kicked him out of the house. Which basically he ended up soaked in the rain with without any additional clothes, barefooted, and he ends up saving a person in Truck Con and basically reborn in a fantasy world. And and that's the thing. When you look to a lot of the animes that are out, especially the stuff that's controversial, you'll see that basically it brings up some of the things that actually happen in real life Japan society. And they said, well, it's sexualized. No. You have to understand the situations on there to that point. And if you want to complain about sexualization, there's plenty of it in Hollywood. We can go down a long list, and nobody really truly complains about the Hollywood productions. A la Cuties, if we remember that, to that point. People complained, but not the people that complain about the anime. They just skipped over that and they said, "No, we can't. It was directed by a woman, a fierce that she was trying to make a point to the situation." Yeah, so are a lot of anime directors, and a lot of them are women. A lot of the creators are women. They think it's like all these perverts that are making all these animes and manga, and it's not. It's incorrect. The final thing that I got on this particular patch from Sentai is one that I love, and this one, it's got a little fan service, not too much. It's just got a little bit, but it's a great story, and to a point, it has some comedic tones. You got to laugh at it every once in a while. Is one that's called "Farming Life in Another World." If you haven't caught this, and I've talked about this before, it's a great anime. It's about a guy who dies. Basically, from what it looks like, I guess he was disabled. That he was bedridden in his original life. He dies and meets with God, and he said, and God offers him and says, "I know your life was hard and stuff like that, but I'll give you a chance to reclaim your life, put you in another world, and tell me what do you want? What do you want to do?" And he says, "Listen, while I was sick, I was watching all these farming videos that look really, really good, and I learned to the basics of farming while I to that point." So God gives him this tool, this magic tool that will allow him to farm, and puts him in this place that basically he built his own farm and ends up to be built up to his own town that basically everyone's afraid of because of who comes to live in the town. And I'm not going to give to the point, but it's there are characters that come to live there that it's, the demon lords and all the dragon lords, and they're all like, oh my God, what do we do? To that point, it's funny. But, and the thing about it is, just like the cooking ones as well, I mean, he does some stuff there. He puts together food recipes that, some of these people have never heard of before, to the point like curry and certain breads and, rice balls. He grows rice, and people never heard of rice before. These are the things that he puts together onto that. And this is showing, what type of, anime that you could produce out there that are really good. And the thing about it is, the Japanese society, they love to cook. That's why you see a lot of stories that have some cooking premise involved. And, it's kind of fun to see stuff like this when it comes to that. But speaking of season 1, we are getting a season 2 of it. It's going to be a bit, but somewhere in 2026, we're going to get the second season of this series. And the original directors, some of the people are coming back onto there. Same character, the people who've worked the character design and all that, and it's pretty much the whole staff is coming back for the season 2 for this. And it is like I said, it is a fun series. The way it left off to the point, that now he has a son or a daughter? I think it's a son on there, and a lot more going on. And we're going to find out, hey, listen, what's going to happen next, to this point. Will they have to go to war on something? Will they have to, because the way we're leaving it off is that they're planning to expand.
If you like this content, be sure to check out the rest of this video on Otaku Thursday. Every week on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Rumble. And don't forget to comment, like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time!